After days of political bickering, the leaders of France and Italy will come face to face in Paris today. And the migrant crisis in Europe is expected to be top of the agenda. More specifically, 629 migrants at the heart of the row between the two countries. Rescued from the Mediterranean last weekend, they're heading for Spain after Italy closed its ports to all but Italian-flagged vessels. Now, they've been at sea for almost a full week now. And after some stormy weather, they're now on the last leg of their journey. 3 boats carrying the group to safety are currently sailing past the northern coast of Sardinia. They're expected to arrive at the Spanish city of Valencia on Sunday. Our correspondent Annelise Borges is the only broadcast journalist traveling aboard the Aquarius, and she's been with the migrants on board that ship, and she's joining us live now. Annelise, you've been there since the beginning. What is the latest that you know so far?
Well, Tessa, we have extremely sad news to report today. We have obtained confirmation from Doctors Without Borders aboard Aquarius that 2 people have drowned during that dramatic rescue last Saturday. Over the last few days, people have been coming forward with reports of missing family members. And after interviews with several different groups of people, MSF was able to put the picture together and to confirm that 2 people have died during that dramatic rescue. And as someone who was aboard those fast boats that approached the people in distress, I can tell you, Tessa, it is quite remarkable that no more casualties have been reported. That operation lasted 5 hours. 219 people were actually able to be retrieved from the moments that the operation itself was absolutely dramatic. 14 people, in the space of a few minutes, 40 people fell in the water with no life vests and not knowing how to swim. And so it just goes to show how difficult things have been for these people. Things happened like that for them and are still very difficult for them a week after that dramatic night.
Yeah, and at least unimaginable conditions indeed. And you've been speaking to a lot of the people on board. You've been listening to their stories. What have been the most striking things that they've been telling you?
Well, I think the most humbling thing about this whole experience is just to witness how resilient these people are, despite spending hours at sea without knowing what was happening to them, what was going to happen to them, and then going through that dramatic rescue. These people are still relatively calm. They are saying that they are looking forward, of course, to reaching shore, to reaching land. But right now, I think that medics are the ones that are the most anxious about reaching Spain, because of course they understand how difficult the last few days have been for these people, and they understand how dangerous this long trip can be for the migrants. And of course they've also been saying how worried they are about what else is happening at sea, how many more people are in need of help right now in the Mediterranean. And as of now, there is no clear indication as to when Aquarius will be able to return to the search and rescue zone off the coast of Libya.
The days aboard Aquarius have meant different things for different people. For those rescued at sea, they represent a second chance. A second chance to go to school, to find a job, to raise a family, to start anew. For those bearing witness, the days at sea were an unbearable reminder of why they set out to do this in the first place.
This is my home, and this is happening in my backyard.
Ça te fait quoi?
It hurts to see that there'll always be men taking advantage of other men. We forget the humanity in all this. We think about money, about futile things, and we don't think about life.
Since it started conducting search and rescue operations in the Mediterranean Sea in 2016, Aquarius has assisted nearly 30,000 people. Now the mission is at risk. Questions remain as to whether NGOs will be able to continue assisting those who risk crossing the world's deadliest migration route.
Obviously, our intention is to be able to return operational as a search and rescue vessel in the area of the coast of Libya as soon as possible. in this moment it's difficult to foresee how long this will take.
As Aquarius continues its journey towards the Spanish fort of Valencia, both those who needed a helping hand and those who were there to land one have more questions than answers about their future. For now, they are living day by day with the certainty that their lives were forever altered by this encounter.
And so everyone on board Aquarius will have to be a little bit more patient, Tessa, because we still have quite a few hours to go. Our estimated time of arrival in the Spanish port town of Valencia is Sunday morning.
All right, thank you for that report. Annelise Borges live on board the Aquarius. Well, the fate of those on board has sent Europe into a state of diplomatic and political confusion. Although Italy has been criticized by many, others are calling for its voice to be heard. And for more on this, the Daily Beast World News editor Christopher Dickey joins us live now from Paris. Christopher, just how deep are the divisions within the EU?
Well, they're very deep. They're not only deep among the different countries, they're even deep within countries. There's a huge crisis brewing inside Germany, which is the key player in all this. Between Angela Merkel and, of course, Seehofer, her interior minister, who wants much stricter regulations at German borders than she has been willing to give him. So it's an extremely difficult situation. You've got Italy and France divided. You've got now Spain playing a different role than it used to play because it has a new government. And then you have Poland and Hungary, who really don't want any migrants at all in their country and are completely unsympathetic to countries that say there should be shared responsibility throughout the European Union for taking care of these migrants.
Yeah, and Christopher, this is the backdrop upon which the upcoming EU summit will be taking place, and this is going to be a hot topic. Can we expect anything from this summit then?
Well, we haven't seen much in the past. Every summit in recent years, it says we're going to address this problem, and yet it never gets addressed in a satisfactory way. You always run up against the problem of, yes, let's keep them from coming into Europe, but let's not watch people die in the Mediterranean. And people have continued to come and continued to die in this tense kind of limbo where the European Union itself cannot reach a united policy about how to deal with this.
All right, thank you for that, Christopher Dickey, the Daily Beast World News editor.